Hi, everyone, and happy holidays from myself and
Dagmar.
Dagmar and Chloe are in the house. Welcome to Problem Solve Her. It's just like cool and fun and innovative and informative and inspiring for men. I'm saying men first. Men, 25% that watch are men, and women of all ages. And guys, it's the holiday season. Take a deep breath during holiday season. A lot can be a little
Joy,
stressful,
joy
right?
in the holidays. Finding joy
Woo!
around the
Joy in the
holidays.
holidays. What brings you joy during this time of the year, Dagmar? Living in Florida since we don't have any snow.
That brings me joy. I only need snow on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and before and after, I'm good.
Where do you find that in Florida? Do you create it?
With these cats? No. I imagine it.
Okay, so you imagine you're waking up and there's like fresh powder 6 inches just sitting outside the
I
door.
bring myself in the illusion, yeah. And then I
I
go
love it.
outside and I'm like, oh my God, I need a t-shirt.
But you watch we already talked about this. We watch all the movies, right? On like the Hallmark Channel and Lifetime, all the cheesy Christmas movies and the ones that we watch every year, the same ones. So that brings you joy. You pretend that there's snow. I like that. I think that during the holidays, it's stressful for a lot of people, right? Thanksgiving, and then boom, 4 weeks later is Christmas and Hanukkah, and people are traveling. They have to see family maybe they haven't seen in a while or don't want to see. And we have to find the joys in the holiday season and what makes us happy.
I think we have to find the joy within, because if you're single, you want to have a partner. If you have a partner, you don't want to go to his or her parents-in-law or their families. And if you have kids and you go to other families with other kids, it's like, wow. And then perhaps you want to be alone. So I think, especially the holidays, because we have all this vision from Hallmark, right? How beautiful it is. You're together within the community or together within the family, you're together with friends. And it could be, I think, if everybody would be committed to make it enjoyable and to make it the most wonderful. And I trust if you leave your, if you focus on really like inner peace and love and being grateful and thankful, it for sure helps to be in an enjoyable environment. But if you focus on what food you don't like, who you don't like, what they said, what makes you upset or angry or sad or whatever, that's challenging. That's tough to find joy in that.
Oof, yeah, that's stressful, right? I think that a lot of people deal with that, and especially because that time of the year, because they say that Thanksgiving weekend is actually the busiest, heaviest travel time of the entire year for flights and people traveling and getting on planes and renting cars more than Christmas and everything else. So I think what happens is it starts at Thanksgiving, and let's say you don't have a great Thanksgiving. I had a great one, and so did you, because we were with family. And I'm so excited. And I was lucky growing up because I get to celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. So I have a lot of things coming up. I like the candles every night, and then we got the tree, we do everything. But let's say for those who did not find joy in Thanksgiving like we did, and that are not looking forward to Christmas and the New Year, and they went, you know what? I had a really shitty Thanksgiving. I showed up to my parents' house, and my one cousin, who I haven't seen in a while, had so many things to say to me and really upset me. And now I'm kind of like bummed for the rest of the holidays. It's like shift that whole energy, get out of that zone, and just think about what you're grateful for and all the good people in your life that you love and that you cherish, and find the joy in that.
But like Christmas, right? So you have your traditions with your families. So you know what to expect, what will happen, when you will eat, when they ring the bells and the Christkindl in Germany comes and announces Jesus' birth. And then you unwrap the presents, listen to Christmas music, and then for 3 days you celebrate Christmas. So I think the structure helps to make you more focused on the structure as focused on being upset, because you know what to expect. And this is what happened. But the study I read yesterday, and I practiced this here in the United States, is if you feel alone or lonely, or there's bigger family dispute during the holidays, right? Doing something good helps your brain to take the focus off what you don't like, to focus on something you can do for others, which brings us as human joy. So a lot of times for Christmas Eve, I went to the local shelters and helped out at the local shelters. Well, they have food kitchens here for the
Fortunate.
less fortunate people. And then I went there and helped giving out the portions. And it's totally true. As soon as you focus from your internal thoughts to just serving, and then experience the joy you bring and the gratefulness and the thankfulness, that really brings joy into the holiday season.
Absolutely. I think it's important to help and to give back. You see some celebrities during the holidays, they go to the soup kitchens or they go like Jennifer Garner. I love her. She spent most of Thanksgiving helping at a local shelter as well and giving, helping serve food. And it's very fulfilling to give back. I try to do a bunch of toy drives, like in different neighborhoods. My building has one, Toys for Tots, and the kids that can't afford to have it, but they want toys too, right? So I love doing that. I love getting gifts for people. I don't get a lot of gifts because let's be honest, as you get older, it's like I'm not buying everybody gifts, my friends and all their kids and all that. No. First of all, that's too big of a budget. Let's start there. And then two, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. But even just to buy for my parents, my brother, my cousin, whoever, I think I have joy in buying other people gifts. Some people are like, I can't wait. Who's going to get me what? What are my gifts going to be? I just like getting things for other people or finding something about them that I know and finding a gift that no one would think of. It's not about how big it is or how elaborate it is. It's about getting something that's like personal, right? And
Right.
giving it to someone that you care about. I think that a lot of people, though, kind of get stuck in, like you said, the scenarios you go, but sometimes everything can be going great. I've experienced this. And all of a sudden, someone says something to someone else, and all of a sudden the energy shifts, and you're like, where's the holiday joy? Someone just pisses somebody off, and it's like, do I exit? What do I do? Or if you're part of it, you're like, okay, let's get rid of this now. We just want to enjoy because for me, the holidays just mean spending time with people you love and appreciating and being grateful. That's what the true meaning is, right? Obviously, Thanksgiving is about the pilgrims. Christmas is a made up holiday. Sorry, kids. Hopefully, you're not listening to this. Santa Claus is still going to come down the chimney and you can leave him the cookies and the milk. Don't worry, he'll still take them.
In Germany, we have the Christkindl.
Kringle is the same year. Yeah, but he's not a real person. Okay, but in America we say Chris Kringle is Santa Claus. That's his name. And he comes down the chimney and he goes to the North Pole and he flies with Prancer and Dancer and all of them. Interesting. Well, we have a thing where we say, have you been naughty or nice? And that's how Santa Claus is going to be if you're going to get the gifts or not. So it's very similar stuff. But it's nice to believe in something in the holidays. You should also believe in yourself during the holidays and remind yourself and give yourself grace because the year is coming to an end. And, it's so funny. What's your New Year's resolution? 4 days later, it's out the door. I try to do like a monthly revolution. I don't want to do a New Year's resolution like I'm going to lose 10 pounds as soon as Christmas is over. I'm not drinking any wine until March 15th or whatever these things are. I think people should have, you know, monthly resolutions and things to constantly work on yourself. But there's so many different joys during the holidays. And unfortunately, sometimes we all focus on the stresses about it, all the cooking and who's doing what. And is it going to be ready on time? And people are coming over. And is it hot? And did you, don't burn this and all the things that go along with it. But I love when Christmas music is in the background. And it's weird because this only happened a few years ago when, like you, I start right after Thanksgiving, the day after, I start watching any Christmas movie that's on. If you look at my queue on Netflix right now, it's all Christmas movies. Half of them are probably so cheesy and the actors aren't great, but like it's the story behind it. And the woman gets stuck in the mountains and she can't get home for Christmas. and the proprietor who owns the hotel's son comes and he saves her, and they end up spending Christmas together. They fall in love, and I just love all those stories. I think it's a nice fantasy.
Yeah, and it's heartwarming no matter what.
But yeah, no matter how
So,
cheesy it is. Yeah.
who doesn't want happy endings? Who wants bad endings?
That's why when a movie has a bad ending and I spend 2 hours of my life and at the end I go, are you joking me? They have to end up together in every movie, or the person doesn't die. They just die. That's it. Turn this thing off. What a waste of time. But I guess sometimes, yeah, happy endings are great. We all want and love happy endings. And joy to the world, the King has come. And I forgot the rest of those words, but yep, it's the holiday season. It's in full swing. I don't know about where you live, but where I live, the Christmas lights here in South Florida went up right after Halloween. And the reason I'm bringing that up is growing up in New York, Jamaica, they would probably go up, I want to say, because Jamaica doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving, probably right around, yeah, like early December. In New York, the Macy's Day, the big famous Macy's Day Parade that everybody watches, the dog and show and Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving. And the second that parade is over, within hours, all the lights go up. Rockefeller Center's up the next morning. So for me, I only know from growing up, the end of November is when you see the lights. When I saw them right after Halloween, which is October 31st, here in South Florida, I'm like, whoa, 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 that's like earlier. That's almost like a month early.
So,
When did they go up by you?
here's the funny thing. Let's talk about the Christmas tree and the Christmas tree lights and decorating the Christmas tree. As I grew up, I don't know if it's still like this, but as I grew up, the parents did it. The living room was closed for a month. You were not allowed to go into the living room, so we lived in the dining room. Um, yeah.
The
And
tree went
so
up
then
4 weeks before.
they bought the tree, they decorated for the tree. No kind was allowed to see the tree. So then on Christmas Eve after dinner, which was like frankfurter and potato salad, so then they rang the bell. So Jesus came to earth, right? So, and then they opened the living room and wow, there was this Christmas tree and the lights and Christmas music.
Did
And
you sneak in? Did you or your sisters ever sneak in before and try to
it
look
was
in?
locked. No, we all tried to open the door, but it was locked. My parents were not dummies.
But what about in terms of just like lights in general, like around the town and the city, like where you grew up or where you live now? How far in advance did they go up? Because
So
I couldn't believe I was seeing it everywhere.
as I grew up in the smaller cities and villages in Germany, you did not really have outside street Christmas light decoration, but we had candles in the windows. So when you're Catholic, so then you have the 4 Advents before Jesus comes to earth. And so every time there's another Advent, so 4. So then you burn the first candle and you sing and eat cookies and you look outside and you get prepared, ready for Jesus. And they're reading the Christmas stories to you, things like that. So it was more internally in the houses. What you did in your house was not really outside.
It wasn't like a
The
community thing.
No.
I'm gonna take a video for you tomorrow night in the neighborhood next to where my parents live. And I'm gonna show you there are full blown what you're describing with Joseph and Mary and Jesus and in the crib and the bed and all the animals sitting on people's front lawns, where people blow up these big Santa, huge blow up dolls like Santa. They're like 20 feet high and they have music going on and there's lights everywhere. It's like a winter wonderland in Florida. I'm going to send it to you. But I see it in neighborhoods all over here. So I think it's more like, I guess it depends on the culture. In New York, we had some of it also too growing up. But in Jamaica, Christmas is a big thing. There's lights everywhere on every tree, everybody's house. I mean, there's a house right now and another neighborhood where every single and every door and every knob has lights on. It's like it looks like a candy cane shop. It's and people spend good money on this stuff, and it takes a very long time to string all these lights and do all these things.
And then the electricity cost.
Yeah, then they're I'm good there. So, yeah, it's the holiday season, and we should all give thanks, and the joy of the holidays should be positive, and you should share with people that you love. My
Yeah, I
message.
think taking advantage in a positive way of the beauty of the holidays and being with your family and the ones you love and spending valuable time with them. I think
That's a
that
good
that's the true
yeah.
joy of the
Valuable
season.
time. Yeah. Because everyone's always in such a rush and on the go.
Yeah,
It's nice to have
yeah,
the valuable time and really
yeah,
connecting with the people that you love. Or maybe it's also people that are like family, but they're not blood related and you see them only a few times a year, but they come to spend the holidays with you.
yep,
And that's the
yeah,
joys
that's
of
true
the
too.
holiday season and a ho 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 and
Yes,
a merry happy
yes. Yeah.
holidays,
Happy
everybody.
holidays, everybody.
From Daggy and Chloe. We love you, we see you, we hear you, and you can find us everywhere. ProblemSolvHer.com, now we unsolved. Instagram, YouTube, Chutzpah Girl on TikTok. We're everywhere, guys. And we're on Apple and Spotify. And that's us.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Just a quick note before we end. This conversation is for inspiration and empowerment only. It's not medical, mental health, or legal advice. We are not doctors, therapists, or lawyers. Just women sharing real stories and personal truth. Always seek professional guidance for your unique situation.